Valid criticism versus agenda-driven scapegoating. What are we doing with England's players, man? Particularly with Bukayo Saka. We'll come on to Kobbie Mainoo in a minute because I think there is a lot of things to talk about Kobbie Mainoo's performance and why some of that criticism was justified. But do we really need to be throwing out statements like this early on into someone like Kobbie Mainoo's international career? Does Mainoo possess the defensive discipline to play the number 6 role? Yes, Mainoo didn't have his best game in midfield last night. Yes, there was a little bit off in the balance between Declan Rice and Kobbie Mainoo, but they played well together for England before. I think they missed Jude Bellingham in there with them. I would personally maybe play Adam Wharton there ahead of Mainoo. That's not taking anything away from Kobbie Mainoo at all. And you can criticise. That is fair. That is a fair bit of criticism, but it feels very early into his career for one game in which a lot of other players were off it. But this is bonkers. Bukayo Saka was on the pitch for 25 minutes last night, and he is all over the front and back pages of the newspapers. Yes, the Sun there, plain awful. Yes, that works with the picture. I get it. That's not necessarily scapegoating him, and I don't think any of these articles necessarily are doing that. But why is he the face? Why is he the face when there were a lot worse performances than someone like Saka, who was okay when he came on, wasn't great, of course, but none of the England players were great last night? Why is he the face? Why is he the face of all of it? Especially given what he's been through, being that face of England before. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, whether you know what you're doing or not, this just feels incredibly wrong. Again, build them up, knock them down. Build them up, knock them down. Rinse, repeat. The English media football cycle. It's what we do, and it's fucking boring. And it's unhelpful. Whether you think that they're criticising Bukayo Saka or not, or just being clever like the Sun with the aeroplane thing, which I think that really, for me, in terms of the fact that the Sun is an absolute rag, is probably the least offensive one because it's trying to be clever. They're trying to be clever with words. They're not necessarily criticising Saka, but the fact that you've got every other single newspaper in the country also putting Saka on the back of the newspaper just feels a little bit calculated.